Alright, well hey folks, welcome to Matthew's Shed Shop. This is going to be what I believe is video number 4 of the STIHL 041 Sentimental Rebuild. Rebuilding Nathan's Daddy's 041. And it has failed vacuum pressure test, which is something I mandate in my shop. I don't care how well a saw runs. If you want me to do anything to it, it has to pass a vacuum pressure test. This one did not, but that's okay because we were doing a full workup on the saw anyways. We're pouring fuel. Let me go ahead and get the fuel out of this. This is going to be used old fuel. This had oil in it, but since it's used old fuel, and what I usually do is I take it and I've got a nice spot on a rock that's kind of concave. I like to take all my old fuel out there and I'll just burn it off. And then the oil I take to the dump. This actually probably isn't old fuel. It doesn't look old. Doesn't smell old. It is good fuel. And so it's good for, in my opinion, breaking in my chainsaws. And I don't usually reuse fuel, but if it's in my stuff, hey, I can fix it if the fuel causes a problem. Running it in other stuff, probably not so much. That's why it's not going in a gas can. It's marked. This is going to be personal 2-stroke for me. And this will just burn off. There's not much left because that jar's full and I'm out of jars. So then we unfortunately are going to waste. This is a big gas tank. Okay, there we go. Now that's the fuel out of this. No more problems with that. The fuel filter looks like junk. I don't have a cap to this one right now. And I don't have anything to label it. Boy. Okay. Burn. There we go. Can use that to start fires and stuff. Campfires when I don't feel like doing my little make a fire setup. Alright, so this currently has the rubber seal still under the intake. This whatever this intake grommet is called. We'll find out when I pull up the IPL. But the reason I've done that is I'm just kind of curious if the crankshaft seal on this side leaks as well. And so why not check it while we've got it set up for the vac pressure tester. So what I'm doing is just doing the flathead screws that we have. I think there's only 3 on this. I don't know. Might be 4 for the recoil. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna cut me off. I got 57 minutes of record time left. Boy, I just can't keep memory. Even though I'm deleting the videos, I guess I have been taking a lot of videos, but you wouldn't think, you know, an 80 gig memory card would fill up that quick. I wonder if there's a way to decrease the quality of the video. But I also kind of like, I love these Husqvarna little scrunches. That's what I like. They're so much better than the STIHL ones. I think they're great. They're so much easier to work with. Yeah, I just like them. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to decrease quality of videos because I want you guys to see what we're working on, what we're doing in good quality. So whatever, we'll just keep working. We're going to do a little more, 10 more minutes of this one probably, just enough to get and see if this, oh, that's right, I forgot. Wow, it's been so long since I worked on one of these. The whole tank comes off, I think, if I remember right. Let's see. It does. Yeah. Boy, it's been so long. I have not worked on an 041 in a decade or more, you guys. Honestly. Boy, I just had that. There we go. That's what I want. Actually, I want this one to start it. I did start it already, but this one will probably get it out faster. Double drive. You gotta love flatheads. I prefer T25s, but we're doing this whole saw by wrenching by hand out of respect for Nathan's daddy. That's what we're doing. That's just the only option. Okay. There we go. Look at that. That's Bunimus. That's your tank. You can tell the oil leak. It's been coming down through. And so I believe this one leaks too. I'm almost fully convicted that's going to leak too. All right, I'm going to put the tank in the box of parts. I'm going to bag the recoil bolts real quick so we don't lose them. Total of 4 flathead recoil bolts. I don't know the millimeter on them, but we just going to bag them so we don't lose them. And I should be using used bags instead of keep reusing these cheap new ones, which I've done what with. There they are. We'll bag this. We'll call it Recoil. And that's the tank too. I know that, so I don't have to write that. Just write Recoil. Uh-oh, our markers got oil or something on it. Here we go. We'll write it on the Chinese part sticker. This was, I think, a bearing. Oh, Chinese. Some of the Chinese stuff, man, they're good. They're good. Steel stuff is getting made in China now, too, so if you ask me, a lot of it comes from the same factory. I've examined these fuel lines and stuff over and over and over and over again on some of this stuff. And I think just personally that, whoops, put that in the box. We want it in the organizer. I think personally that a lot of it's probably coming from the same factory. Okay, this is going to be 13 mil, I believe. Even on the old saw, should be a 13 mil. Well, it's probably a 1/2 inch. That's a 9/16. That's too big. Yeah, that's 9/16. I think this 13 is going to be okay, though. Let's see. There we go. 6.13 works better, I guess, apparently. All right, so we're going to... I wonder if Nathan's daddy ever had to pull this recoil or this flywheel. And if Nathan's daddy did have to pull this flywheel, I wonder if he used a flywheel puller or he did it a different way. I like to wonder things like that, you guys. As I'm doing this saw and I'm getting intimate with this guy's saw, I'm thinking about that. Okay, so now, check this out. We're going to use the flywheel puller even though I want to beat it with a hammer. I like just putting the nut on there, leaving the nut on, grab it with some pliers, and just give it a good whack. Almost always works. But this is Holt's Pharmatech, but they've done a really good job knocking off STIHL's flywheel puller. It seems incredibly durable. So this will literally, the large side on like your 028s, your older saws, will screw into the flywheel. You've got to back this center nut up enough. Not supposed to be an educational video, but I guess it's kind of turning into one a little bit. Okay, we'll get that on there. Snug that up. Take, I don't know what size that is. I've just been using a crescent. Which I don't see. There it is. We'll tighten that up. And then all we have to do is turn this until the flywheel pops off. I've not been taking pictures, darn it. I should be taking pictures. More pictures. Wow. Didn't open it enough. Goodness. Okay. There's that. Now we'll just go ahead and turn this one right on until we pop that flywheel. Let me get my ratchet here. Yeah, it feels like this one I might have to put a piston stop in. It's kind of hoping I didn't have to. Darn, that's on there, yeah. Whoops, what was that? Where did you come from? Okay, this was, I remember seeing it. It's going to be right there. I need to label this. I don't quite know what to label it. I know where it goes. So I'm going to write on this bag where it goes, basically. And I'm going to put it's a rear bracket to the tank / recoil. Again, you guys, this is not a saw I do a bunch of, and so who knows how long it's going to take, a month probably, to get all the parts gathered up for this thing that we might need from STIHL. We're going to give the STIHL dealer in our local community, not Lewisburg, but in Columbia, because the Columbia one does a better job. We're going to give them our business instead of ordering off of eBay. Now, I really would like, I don't want to have to put piston rope in here, but I'm gonna maybe have to. Oh, that sucker's on there. Woo! Wow, I'm not seeing any identifying markers to this cylinder. It's a real problem because I think it's a Chinese cylinder. I really do. I hope not. I hope not. And if so, I hope he knows. Boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to remove my little Echo test tool here so that I can stop this piston here with a piece of rope with a knot in it. Don't want to use a piston stop. I like the rope better. I have plenty of piston stops. I don't like the metal ones. I think they're dangerous. And then I've got the OEM steel piston stops, but they break just as much as the freaking Chinese ones do when you try and do stuff that takes kind of force like this. So what we'll do is we will just get our piston out of the way. We'll put this rope into the combustion chamber. We've got to turn lefty. Let's see, we're turning right. So we'll get that to where our piston can't, our piston has to stop. It's forced into the combustion chamber. And we will go ahead and continue to wrench on this. And it should pull this flywheel. Now I might have to spray this with some PB. This flywheel is really on there. Usually with a flywheel puller, you don't have to wrench it that much. So we don't want to break nothing. I don't have any 041s in my shop. Normally, if I have stuff that I can take care of a customer's stuff with my own stuff, if I mess it up, I might be a little more elbow grease behind that, but we're not going to do that on this one because I don't have 041 stuff here. Very, very, very limited in the 041 parts that I have. Almost none. I don't see another way to get behind the flywheel, so to speak. But we will just try to just kind of load it up with PB behind there and hope it sinks in and soaks in where it needs to. And so with that, you guys, we will probably go ahead and end this video. We're trying to keep them semi-short so that I can post them and make more space on the phone. 13 minutes. I had 57 minutes total I can do on my phone. This has been what I believe was what, number 4 of the Sentimental STIHL 041 rebuild for Nathan's daddy. Nathan's daddy's chainsaw. It's not for Nathan's daddy. I believe he has passed. But we're taking real good care of his daddy's saw for him. Unfortunately, whoever had it before did not fake gaskets. Not fake, but when you hand cut a gasket, but you cut it up at that kind of an angle, this was blocking a lot of the intake port. Your timing's not going to work right if you're I know this gasket is on the outside, but I mean the thing is that opening is made that way for a reason. It's made the size it is. You make it smaller, air and stuff is not passing at the right ratio. And so I would think a gasket not being cut to the size of the intake opening port right where your grommet connects could cause a problem. And so we'll talk to Nathan tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll find out why this has got this stuff on there. Because like I said, this looks like a Chinese cylinder to me. I don't know. And it's got a base gasket made out of the same stuff. I really feel like somebody did them dirty. I hope that's not the case. But even if it is Chinese, maybe we get them an OEM. I know these parts, Meteor does not make an 041 piston. I don't believe they make an 041 top end either. And so, that means if a guy needs an 041, because I'm looking everywhere that I would think STIHL would have marked their stuff. And I do not see any identifiers on the cylinder. I had the muffler off. There's very little of the cylinder I can't see. So, we just want to get this flywheel off and find out. I said that's going to be the end of the video. And it's going to have to be, because that is going to need some work to get it off. Okay, please like, subscribe, comment, you guys. Share. What are you guys working on today? What do you think about this flywheel right now? You think we wrench on it, or you think we let it sit with some PB Blaster and we actually go eat because we haven't eaten in 20 hours because we've been working nonstop? I think that's what we do. Please comment below, you guys. The best way you can support me is just get engaged. Thanks.